Van, Level8, July 10, getting going a couple of minutes late here with getting going with this pre-market analysis today. Well, we're really starting out with a mixed bag this morning. We've got we've got both indexes here. This would be NQ and ES. We members here trade mostly the micros. But very similar. It doesn't really matter. But you can see we've got NQ well inside yesterday's auction. There's H1. L1 is way down here. So really very much inside that. Very much inside yesterday's value area from the volume profile. Even leaning towards the bottom. ES a little bit different. So and the difference is that NQ is down 0.43. ES is actually up a point. So, I mean, it's 1.02. So that's the difference. ES actually is above yesterday's volume area, still inside the auction, but it's enough from a structural standpoint, to call a higher value accepted at this point overnight, because you got VWAP really moving up there and prices above, and that's a bullish structure. Not so on NQ. What we're getting here is overnight balance with a VWAP magnet likely. So that's what we're going to have a bullish to neutral call here on what we're looking at. There's a lot of mixed. We're seeing just a lot of mixed data. The coming over to the let's go look at those. Let's go look at those larger charts. On the daily here, we are back to kind of back to this midpoint that from where we've been at since maybe the 24th over here. Just right there in the center of it where we've been chopping around. So we've got this same type of support down here at 29. It came down to 29.3, somewhere around in there. Obviously, we had the 30,000 level before. That's still going to hold. We're relatively close to that now at 29,813, but kind of where we're at still in this zone. And really, there's no, it's just like yesterday. There are no just obvious levels to call out here. If we drop below support there, I mean, we might get down to this hourly 200 would not be an unusual place to find support at 765. Obviously, at 4 hours got 645, 650ish. So just be aware of these longer time frames when you're looking for these levels. It'll help you. It'll help you, give you some targets. Certainly, if you put them on your chart, your execution charts, you can see if you're approaching them or not as your end trades, or maybe you're thinking about fading or something like that. So it's just, levels are, the most predictive things we have in the market. And they don't predict direction. We just predict there can be orders sitting there, and whether or not we get through them or bounce off of them is telling to us in terms of how we trade, where we want to lean. Let's move over to our 1 minute chart. Got low ATR here, down to 11. Right down here at this 29.8 level. We have benign treasuries. They're both down. Now, if this continues, that'll build pressure to the downside. And we'll have to, we watch these all day long in terms of how they operate and the type of structures we're looking at on different time frames. Oil is up very, very little, but still up over the 70 mark. We've had those newer tensions going. There's NQ down a little bit. ES up just a hair. The dollar essentially very flat, and we've already talked about those rates. Gold down, silver down more. So it's just a complete mixed picture. We don't have good numbers for the Mag 7 or our sectors. You know, there's some early trading going on, but that's strictly order matching, and it's just really not very meaningful. What we see is, uh, what matters after we actually get into the regular trading session. We don't have enough. We haven't had enough movement overnight to really consider that, the expected move has been breached or whatever, and we might, have a bias in terms of what type of open we would have. We just really got this sort of a rotational or VWAP magnet call, and there could be some, we could say there's some bullish tint to it because of the action we've seen in ES. That's about what we can get to as a bullish neutral here today. We've got in terms of the upside, we talked about that 30,000. We're right here now. We've got 3 days in this range here between 56 and 93 up here at the top. So this is definitely, where we'd like. Yesterday we called this out because we had these levels. It went there and died. It made for a really great target yesterday. So if we get moving to the upside, that's kind of what we would look for as H1 there. ES has already visited H1 earlier, and that's where it made its pre-market high. So these are the first levels we look for moving up and down, whether or not, for NQ. So first real major level to the upside we're looking for NQs is going to start to be H1 on ES. And that's the way we tend to play these things. That H1, we've also got a 5-minute 200, a couple of them very close to each other. That's another major level we're going to run into on the way up if we continue up with NQ. So we have some support above on here. So mixed to bearish, that's what we've got. Guys, if you like this content, like and subscribe. We go over these types of levels every day, these types of macro looks in terms of the structure and gamma and all of that. Gamma is just mildly positive right now on both indexes. So join us at level8trading.com. You can get in our Discord, start to learn how we trade these things, and we will see you for the post-market analysis.